Everybody hates hole day. I don't know what it is. It's so satisfying to do a nice job of putting in your posts so that they're really nice and accurate and plumb. But getting it done, it's just a lot of hard work. Even though we use that MT85, which went along real nice with a 18-inch auger on it. And we didn't really find any roots, just a couple that were, not too big of a deal. However, it did break us into 2 days. Toward the end of the first day, I had to get going to actually see the premiere. We did a theater premiere, red carpet event for that musical production that we recorded, the previous project this year. So I had to run right out of here and do that. And we threw a track off the MT85 twice. The first time we put it back on, you may have saw me wrenching it back on Instagram, and then the second time it popped off, we called the rental place and they said, yeah, it sounds like it's time for a new belt, or a new track. So they came out and put one on for us the second day, and we resumed drilling and put these in place. I like to use, these days with lumber prices, this is all sacrificial lumber, but I use plenty of braces to get all of our diagonals and stuff in place, because we're counting on the rain to come. That's why the plastic is here. We may be rained out for the first couple of days next week, but that will settle our recently filled holes down. You may not be able to see, we may have been level or even lumped up a little bit, and we'll come back after the rain and it'll be further sunken in than that, maybe a foot, and then we can throw some more dirt on top. And then we'll be sure that we really got a nice solid hold of these 20-footers. We did make a mistake and throw a 20 at the back before I realized that 16s were to be at the back, 20s across the front, just because our land comes down. And so if all of our holes are 4 feet deep and we wanted to be level from the back at a certain elevation, if we put a 16 there and a 16 down here, we may miss the top of that 16. Nothing worse than wishing you could be higher and not having, once you've gotten all around and built out the bottom, coming to do a pergola and wishing you could go up a bit more just for an aesthetic reason or a logistical reason and not having what you need. So we went with full 20s across the front. They're another 10% or 15% more expensive than a 16, but the tops that come out will be used as knees if we need them, or ultimately for cribbing, for lifting and other projects at the shop. So it's just a best practice not to wish you had another foot or two or even 2 inches of post. I did take 3 guys. We lay them down with the hole and one of these braces laying down next to it, trailing from about the middle, and then as we take the post up, the brace trails behind you, but you can always kind of stop on him, and then he goes up a little more and you can stop on him, and then you get right up there plumb, and then we ultimately picked him up and turned around so the brace fell into basically the footprint of the job site. There's no problem having braces out here probably, but as a best practice I try not to take the whole even more area than we need if I'm going to not be here for a few days. I mean, today's Saturday. We had one nice day, so I worked on a Saturday, which I normally don't do. But it will be Sunday and at least Monday, Tuesday, given the weather forecast, before we're back. And it's just the less of an impact you can make. That's something that I try to do in my business, to be just a kind of a cut above and not just take over everywhere and make a big mess. So we turned everybody to the inn, and that keeps people out too of sort of the danger zone or whatever. For the most part, we won't have people crawling around in here. Even though with little kids, sometimes the job site is like a jungle gym for them. So anyway, long story short, hole stands open because we've got to have enough weather to work on that threshold area and do our rough opening on a nice day, because this isn't a conventionally framed house. So unfortunately we can't build our whole rough opening inside and then cut our way out and put the door in. And I just wanted to get these in before the rain. So like I say, we came out on a weekend, but they're looking nice. Love to look down the face of them all. I'm not sure if it translates on the phone, but everybody comes in real nice and level. All of our measurements are based on this concrete block face here, because that stone foundation wanders. But yeah, look right down the front of the house. And this will be cool as well, because ultimately the posts stick out beyond the face of this a little bit. And so if our front step, like we talked about at the design stage, if our front step face is here, the level of the deck, then our face of our step, then our second step, and this is encapsulated there, the amount that this jumps out, it jumps out kind of that amount or something like that from the whole face of this house. And so it seems really intentional that they are just prominent, and it would have looked just as nice to sneak them back there as they do up front, but it's just another little detail that I think is going to end up looking really chic. And then of course we've got a going to be a monster, this thing. Enough for all kinds of cool stuff to happen. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you.